watching Let's Chat.
Every so often you hear about a new cocktail that's taking the world by storm, and then invariably you hear about something that just takes us back to years gone by. That is where we are right now. Years gone by, a good old-fashioned. Kaleena Goldsworthy is here with the bitter bottle. Good to see you again as always. Old-fashioned. You've seen those in movies way before Humphrey Bogart up until last week. Why the old-fashioned? What is the appeal, do you think?
So I love the old-fashioned cocktail, and I love all classic cocktails because I think that they're such a fantastic foundation for people to make drinks. It's a standard and a classic for a reason. It's pretty easy to make, and you can kind of add your own little twists to it, and you know it's going to be a balanced drink because it stands the test of time.
But an old-fashioned is one of those things, if you put in too many of the bitters or a little too much of the syrup, that wow, you've wasted it. So as the expert, where do we get started here and what do we do?
So we're gonna get started. We're gonna go ahead and start with, and I always like to recommend doing this, start with the cheapest ingredient when you're building a cocktail. So you're gonna start with, this is some simple syrup that I made before. We're gonna do a quarter of an ounce of simple syrup.
And tell me how you make the simple syrup. And it is simple.
It is. It's equal parts sugar and water. That's it.
Boil it?
You can, yep. I like to use a hot water kettle just to keep things simple.
Okay.
So we have a quarter ounce in there. Next, we're going to add 2 ounces of our whiskey. So do you want to do the honors?
Sure, I'd be honored.
All right, so we're going to fill that all the way up.
Okay. Whoa.
I do that all the time. Don't be sorry.
And this goes right here in this,
You got
correct?
it. All the way up to the top.
All the way up to the top. All right, there's one.
That's it. We're just going to do that one.
Just going to do one?
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Now, we can do more, but we'll keep this one this way balanced.
Okay.
So then we're going to add 2 dashes of our aromatic bitters, and this is our bitters.
Which the market for bitters has really just skyrocketed over the past year or two.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Lots of people making cocktails at home, so they want to be able to have like their full bar lineup at home, which is really great.
Fair enough.
So next we're just going to give it a stir, and when we are stirring drinks, it's important, we just want to keep it chilled. We're not trying to do anything too crazy to it. We don't want to water it down. Once you have the ice and the alcohol in there, you want to make sure you stir it right away. We're going to be adding about 5% dilution this way, so it's not going to be too overwhelmingly diluted. So
you don't want to bruise it like you would a martini?
No, no. Okay. So when we shake it, we're adding air. We're also adding about 20% dilution back to the drink instead of 5. Very drastically different. So I'm going to go ahead and strain this into our cocktail glass, and I've got some fresh ice in there as well. As I'm dropping a little bit in there. And then
Looks good so far.
So far, right? Our last little garnish here is going to be an orange peel.
Which, there's a lot more to peeling an orange for a cocktail like this than what you might think.
There is. So here, what's important is the scent of the orange and kind of the essence of the orange is really coming from the volatile oils on the skin. Okay. It's not coming so much from the fruit itself. So it's really important that we get a nice peel that's big enough, and when you squeeze it over the cocktail glass, you'll be able to see the oils kind of come out over the drink.
Yeah, I don't know if you could see that at home or not, but I had never, wow.
Yeah.
You learn something new every day.
The cool thing about a real well-balanced cocktail is you can smell it and it smells different than it tastes. So on the nose, you're going to get that citrus. Right. And then when you taste it is when you're going to get the rest of the complexity.
You're having a class on how to make these. Give us the whens and wheres very quickly.
Yes. So we're having a cocktail class at the Chattery. It's actually a Whiskey 101 class. Right. So we're going to do some explanations on different types of whiskey as well as 3 classic cocktails, how to make them. And
do folks need to bring anything to these classes?
They do not.
You've got it all covered.
Yep.
Well, all right, Kaleena Goldsworthy, good to see you as always. We thank you so much for coming down. And if you want to find out more about Whiskey 101, and yes, there will be a Whiskey 102, all you got to do is check out her website, which is
thebitterbottle.com.
Thebitterbottle.com. Stick around. We're more of Let's Chat right after this.